All right, we're doing this for documentation purposes. I am about to purchase a two-step challenge. The idea behind this is to document every single step of the journey, kind of like how I would if I was to make a vlog, except that this is going to be specifically for documenting the process of passing phase 1 of this challenge and passing phase 2. Hopefully we pass both phases. If not, then we can go back and review and see, okay, where did we go wrong? You know, what caused me to tilt in the opposite direction of where I want to go, right? So let's go ahead. This is the first video of this series, and if I can flip the camera, let me just figure out how to do. There we go. Thank you. Best of luck reaching the funded stage and earning significant profits. Check your email for order confirmation. So just for clarification, this is the information. Two-step on a $50,000 funded challenge. And we're going to go through the challenge on Match Trader. Okay. So obviously they're going to give you like other incentives and things like that. We're not interested in that. We're just here to pass this challenge. And that was the subtotal I used in a discount code. So we got the challenge for 190 versus 318, which was pretty cool. Obviously looking into the whole like contingency with the discount codes and things like that. But overall, we are in. So let's go ahead and take a look at the account. Let's see if we got the credentials here. And there we got it. Your order is on its way. Phase 1 login. All right, so this is the account. That's the account number there. This is the balance. Obviously, max daily drawdown. This is the daily drawdown. Can't go past $2,000 loss for the day. The max drawdown is $4,000, so cannot go below $4,000. And then the target balance is $4,000. So once we get a reach to 4,000, then we will have officially passed phase 1. If we go to the trading overview, this would just give us our overall stats, the win to loss ratio, profit factor, and then the calendar gives us what days we took what trades and how much we made on those days. So obviously I'll give you guys updates throughout the series on the trades that were taken, and then we'll see, but hopefully we pass and we can move on to the second phase of the challenge. All right. So quick update on the challenge account. Pardon the messy look. I just left the gym and I'm overdue for a haircut. But I currently have my first 4 positions open on the two-step challenge. The first one being euro dollar, where I'm currently long on that position with my stops already at break even. I was up 60 pips earlier this morning at the New York Open, but it's still Tuesday, beginning of the week, so we'll see where we will be by the end of this week. Another position that I have open is dollar yen shorts, where I'm looking for some downside, although taking into account the potential reopening of the government, so I am managing my risk accordingly. GJ shorts as well, I have those. I have an order for GJ shorts opened. Also, keeping in mind the fiscal issues in the UK and the uncertainty around the autumn budget on November 26th. So that's something I'm, keeping in mind. Am I early to the move? Maybe not. We'll see, depending on whether the selling pressure kicks in for the pound or not yet. GA, I'm also short on GBP AUD. Which is currently in drawdown, I believe about 20, 25, almost 30 pips in drawdown. So we'll see how that ends up. I'm giving myself a 50 pip stop loss for these trades, obviously taking into account my risk as well, lot positioning, all that stuff. So, and the last trade I have open is, let me see, Euro USD. I can't pull up the chart right now because I'm in the car, obviously, but Euro USD, dollar yen, GBP AUD, and now I gotta go check. Okay, yeah, so it's just pretty much those trades: GJ, USD JPY, GBP AUD, and GJ, right? Those are the 4 trades that I have open. So again, it's just Tuesday. It's still Tuesday. It's still the beginning of the week. So we'll see how the other 3 trades pan out for the remainder of the week. The only trade that has 0 risk right now is euro dollar with the stops at break even. So I'll give you guys another update. What's up? What's up? So today is November 12th. It's Wednesday. A little bit of a frustrating morning, and it's not because I lost any money or anything like that, but it's because of gold, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute. But just to give you guys a quick update on the first 4 trades that I placed on the challenge account, we had Euro USD, GJ, UJ, and GA. So out of the 4 trades, USD JPY and GBP JPY both hit stop loss, and Euro USD closed out in profit. GBP AUD actually hit the first take profit, so that was good. So we're pretty much like a 2 for 2, but on the account, you're gonna see that the balance is still, we're still up by $500 because, as I mentioned on my video yesterday, I was managing my risk. A lot of it had to do with intuition and how confident I felt about the trades. And obviously that confidence, that intuition is going to help me determine whether I want to allocate more risk on a trade or if I don't want to allocate so much risk on a trade. So I'm going to show you guys in this next clip the trades, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about gold as well as the trades that I have open this morning. All right, guys, so as you can see, here's the balance this morning. We're at 50,000. We're $504 up. These are the closed positions. First 4 trades, as we talked about, GJ, UJ, GJ, Euro USD, UJ, and GA. So if we zoom or scroll over to the right, we can see that GJ, this doesn't really count. This was like an accidental trade. That was 18 cents there, but Euro USD, 195. USD JPY 172 minus 172, GJ minus 190 there. You guys can see on the right, stop losses were hit on those 2. And then we go over to Euro USD for 214, then GA positions for 290 and then 200. And this morning, this is why I was a little bit upset, because this morning I took long positions on gold at 41 and a quarter. You guys can see open price just about 41 and a quarter. And if we look over to gold right now, you're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. Look over to the right. Look at where it's trading at right now. And I got in at 41 and a quarter, man. That's crazy. Now, if we go over to the 15-minute, right, just so you guys can get some context, my entry was shy, like right around here, a little bit shy of 41 and a quarter. Next thing you know, this thing went for 100 in profit. 118 in profit. I set my stops to break even, tapped me out, took off. I'm like, golly. That's why I'm saying it was a little frustrating this morning. But you know what? It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. The open positions that I do have open right now, you're gonna see I did re-enter GJ shorts. You guys can see right there. Currently in the negative on that, slightly negative. And then I also opened up Euro dollar longs, which if we look over to the right, we're currently up about $307 on that position. So I'm going to give you guys another update GJ on GJ, and I'm going to give you another update on Euro dollar. All right, so quick update on the challenge account, since I haven't really documented or video documented in the last 2 days or so. We came out positive. We were actually in the negative for like a day, not even a day. The account went from 51,000 to then 49.5 thousand, and now it's at 51.2 thousand, 51.1 thousand. I think we're up 1,100 for the week. That's 1,100 for the week. I'll share with you guys the video on the closed trades when I get a chance. Right now I'm driving, obviously, but the overall, we are off to a good start. It's only been the first week of the challenge, so we still got ways to go, but so far so good. I'll give you guys another update. Today is Friday, I believe November 13th, but all in all, yeah, I feel pretty good about this. I think so far I'm doing pretty well with the documentation part of it, and yeah, let's see what next week holds. I do know that trading is not linear, so just because we had a good week this week does not mean that next week we're gonna have the same type of results. So we got to be very cautious. Even though we do technically have about $1,100 to play with, we don't want to be aggressive with the risk. We want to just stay diligent. We want to stay disciplined and see where that gets us. So that's 1,000 down and 3,000 to go. All right, guys, what's going on? Today is November 17th, Monday, brand new trading week. And what better way to start the brand new trading week other than going over the, whoa, sorry about that, alerts are going crazy. But other than going over the setups or the trades that I've taken so far on the two-step challenge account. So let's go over those trades right now. All right, so as we've gone over before, tracking the dates, of course, since the 11th of November when we started this challenge. As I mentioned in my previous video, that was a mistake trade there. But ever since then, the first 4 trades that were executed on the account was Euro USD, Dollar Yen, Pound Yen, and of course GA. And then from there, we started trading gold. So we took slight L's on gold, really more break evens. And then we caught some profits on Euro Dollar. We had 3 positions open there, so we had a pretty decent run. And then we were in the red after that for a while, actually. We were taking some trades on GJ. Aggressive, a little bit. I went a little aggressive on GJ, and GA as well went in the negative in GA. And then we finally ended up coming back on the Pound Aussie. You guys can see there, this was on the 13th of November, okay? Pound Aussie, we came back 901 in profit, and then we started to get back in the green zone with gold, pretty much soaking up all that pullback that we previously saw on gold. So I made another 495 on gold. This was another 103 on gold, then another 330 on gold. Took a minor loss of 159 on gold. This was on the 14th, and then this week, I should say today, since it's the 17th, we did start off the week pretty hot with 423 on gold. And then we also took some other positions this morning on NAS. Yes, I also trade equities, believe it or not, right? So we made a little something there on NAS. So right now we are up a total of 1,800 with some trades currently opened. If we look at the top here, we are currently at 186, 187 in profit with the balance of 51,800. Same two-step challenge account, of course, right? So we still got ways to go, but you know, let's see how we end out the day and how we close out the week. All right, so I haven't done a video in a couple of days. My bad. I've been traveling. I was out in Houston for a few days with some friends and the fiance, so I wasn't able to really document as much as I wanted to. I mean, I had some chances to do so, but I've just been really busy and I like to focus on one thing at a time. But I am back in New York now. I'm back at the home office. I know my hair's a little bit messy, just got out the shower, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update on the challenge. Again, I know it's been a couple of days, so I'm gonna go ahead and share with you guys the next clip to go over where we're at right now, where we started, and what I am where I'm projecting myself to be at by, what's today, November 24th, so by the end of the month, I guess. So let me go ahead and go over the next clip with you guys. All right, guys, so if you go back to the previous videos, you'll see that this is the same account for the challenge that we got, account numero 4, and this is the current balance. We're at 52,626. Drawdown level daily is 2,105 with some change. The current equity on the account is at 52.626, and then the starting balance is the same. Now, if we take a bigger overall look, we are right now $1,373.52 away from the goal of 54,000 smackaroonies. So if we scroll down, you guys can see here, we've got pretty much all this, like the metrics, the data. If we go to the trading overview, you guys can see all the trades that we're taking on the account. Everything that that I've taken over the last, I want to say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? So documenting both the wins and the losses. You guys can see all the trades here being fully transparent. The last trade that I had was, hold on, let me pull up to make it easier here. So the last trade that I did take was gold. You guys know I've been very locked in on gold. In fact, you'll see a lot of precious metals there on the history, but still the same account, same balance, 52.62648. And that was the last trade I took on this, which was on the 20th of November. So 4 days ago, made $328 on gold. Prior to that, I took a loss on euro dollar, negative 772, which of course sucked, but overall we are at 2,626.48 in profit. So that's where we're currently at. We still got work to do, but I wanted to share with you guys that update. Now, as far as where I'm projecting myself by the end of this month, obviously this is just the first phase, so there's a lot more work to be done. We are not rushing the process. We're trusting the process. This is a lot of, obviously, research, a lot of preparation that goes into this, and it's not my first rodeo. So for those of you who don't already know, I've done this before. I've passed challenges before, but the reason why I'm deciding to, I guess, publicly document this time around is because I feel like there's a lot of misguidance, I guess I should say. That's the more like appropriate way to describe it. A lot of misguidance in the industry right now, whether it's with props or whether it's with brokers, whether it's with personals. There's just a lot of misguidance and lack of transparency. So for those of you who follow me, those of you who watch my content, you know that I'm very big on transparency. I'm very big on documentation and just being more so just black and white with you guys, right? Just giving you the raw, real thing of what it's like to do something like this. So granted, we're only on phase one. We still got work to do, but we'll see if we can close out this month starting off at phase two, which is possible. It's doable, but we got to be very cautious with our risk as always, right? So we'll see. No trades open right now, so the book is flat. We'll see if that changes later on today or tomorrow. What's up, guys? What is going on? I hope you guys are doing well, and wanted to get on here to give you a quick little update. First and foremost, happy Thanksgiving, although Thanksgiving is pretty much over with. It's now November 28th. But nonetheless, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you've all enjoyed it with your friends and family. And quick update on the two-step challenge that we're doing right now for a 50K account. And we passed phase one, which is pretty exciting, right? And now we are on to phase two. But job's not finished. We still have a lot more work to do. Obviously, in a separate video, I will go back and show you guys verification of the challenge still being the same account that was purchased on the 11th of November, if I'm not mistaken. And obviously the documentation of all the trades that were taken and where we're at right now in phase two. Now, it is an exciting thing to be able to document these videos and to be able to show you the step-by-step process that I take and go through when it comes to passing challenges. But one thing that I've noticed from watching the recordings is really that you don't realize, like I didn't realize how busy my day-to-day life really is until I started to watch these recordings, because I can remember exactly when I filmed the first video, what I was doing when I filmed the first video, so on and so forth. And I initially had this thought where I told myself, I'm gonna make one video a day, give you guys an update on where I'm at with the challenge. But the reality of it is, watching these recordings, I'm seeing clearly, and it's one thing to document things on like an Excel sheet, obviously, right? But it's another thing to actually see it, see yourself not being so engaged in the markets. And I gotta tell you that that's a very big feeling of relief for me, because it really shows me how far I've come as a trader in this profession versus where I've been the last year or the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So it's something that I'm very grateful for, something that I got to tell you that I do take some pride in, because it takes a lot of discipline and mental fortitude to be able to, number one, be self-aware of your emotions, right? Because this whole talk in the industry about disconnecting from your emotions, or you shouldn't have emotions when you trade, BS. For me personally, my opinion, it's all BS. We're all human beings, the same way that you are a individual with feelings and emotions behind the screen, the same way that individuals who work at a trading desk, whether they're managing massive amounts of capital or private equity, whatever the case is, they're human beings with emotions as well. So it's okay to be a human with emotions. What's important is that you are self-aware of those emotions, right? I think that's what ultimately is going to help you make better decisions, make better logical decisions in the markets as well as outside of the markets. It's just being self-aware of when and why you're feeling the way that you do, rather than reacting to a certain emotion in a impulsive way, if that makes sense, right? So that's something, these are just little things that I've noticed by watching these the recordings that really, again, reminds me how far I've came as a trader. And I'm excited to be able to look at these videos back and see how far I've came. But I'm also equally as excited for the future, to see where I am going to be over the course of the next 6 to 12 months, next year, 2 years, next 3 to 5 years. Obviously, great things take time, but with the right amount of effort, with the right amount of discipline, and most importantly, with the right amount of consistency, I think that is a perfect recipe to get you further ahead than where you are now or where you've been 6 months ago, a year ago. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into a whole tangent on that, but I just wanted to share this update with you guys. Obviously, I'll make a separate video showing you guys the verification of the certificate as well as the account and the documented trades and where we're at with phase 2. But that's the update for now. Super excited, as I said. And again, it's not that this is the first time that I'm taking challenges and passing challenges, but this is the first time that I'm documenting it publicly and sharing it with you guys and showing you the process of how I go about taking a challenge, how I go about managing capital, how I go about managing my risk, so on and so forth. So hopefully you guys learn something throughout these videos that's going to help you take your understanding of markets and take your results to greater heights. But that's pretty much the update so far, and I'll see you guys on a different video. What's up guys, what's going on? Today is December 2nd, and here to give you guys another update on the phase 2. I believe last we left off, we had just begun the second phase of the challenge. So let me give you guys a quick little update on where we're at right now and the positions that we currently have running in the market. All right guys, check it out. So this was the first phase, okay, of the 2-step. We started it on November 10th. We reached the goal to pass phase 1. You guys can see passed, okay? And we went over that together. Now we are currently on phase number 2 for the 2-step. This we started this on November 25th, right before Thanksgiving. The starting balance was 50,000. Current equity is 51.7 on phase 2. So let's go ahead and hit the view dashboard. And if you guys can, as you guys can see, let me bring it up here. The account number, let me focus up on that. The account number aligns with what we have on Match Trader. So let's take a look at the account number, 163156. 163156. So right now we are $224.52 away from reaching the goal of 52,000. We've taken, on the second phase, we've taken a total of 13 trades, traded a total of 8.65 lots. Average R&R is 1.5. The average or the win rate on this second phase is 76.92. Now, if we were to go and break down the trade overview, you guys can see that, or matter of fact, on the calendar, November, no, did not trade every single day. On the 25th, we took 7 trades, made 339. On the 27th, we took 4 trades, made 664. And today is now the 2nd of December. The 2nd of December, yesterday we made 295, taking 2 trades. So as you guys can see, not a lot of trades were taken on the second phase, but where we're at right now we turn over to the current match trader. We are currently in gold longs. These orders, I got 2 orders in. They were executed at 41.75, 41.74. I tried to be as punctual as I could. But anywho, 41.75, 41.74 were the entries. Right now, we do have the stops in profit. As a matter of fact, there you go. You guys can see stops right there are in profit above the entry. So now there is no risk to these trades, but I'm letting them run. And I also have Aussie New Zealand longs, which small risk. This week is a very busy week relative to the dollar, so I'm keeping my risk very tight. So right now we are sitting at 483 in profit with the equity at 51.7, 86, 85. So we are just about done with the challenge, but hey, it's not over till it's over, right? So I'll continue to monitor these positions and give you guys another update maybe later on today or on a different day or tomorrow possibly. But that's the update for today. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So was it easy? Absolutely not. It took a lot of work, took a lot of preparation, a lot of mentorship, a lot of guidance. But I think that the most important thing that I've learned throughout this docu-series, as I'm making these videos, as I'm documenting all this, is really more of understanding that trading is not something that you should be forcing yourself to do on a daily basis. For me, I think the reason why I was able to go through these 2 phases in such a smooth way is, number one, I've been involved in the markets for God knows how many years now, probably 9-10 years now. And although most of those years have been losses rather than winning years, I'm at a point now in my career with trading where I understand what I'm looking at. I know what I'm looking for, right? And I'm just approaching things as a whole with more of a calm mindset rather than feeling the urge to get to this certain place. I think a lot of us who look at trading and get involved with trading, we try to rush ourselves to get to a place where maybe we're not ready for, right? And the only way that you can really know if you're ready to get to that place that you want to get to is by asking yourself these questions, right? Have I put in enough time? Have I invested in myself enough? Have I really earned my stripes to get to these points, right? To get to the levels that you want to get to. So I know that obviously passing a 2-step challenge, although most people don't really get to these phases, to the end, I should say, there's still a lot more room to go. There's still a lot that I have to accomplish. Let's not forget, I mean, I do have a wedding coming up, so there's a lot for me to still do, but am I proud of the results? Yes, I am. Am I comfortable? No. Am I gonna celebrate the results? No. If anything, the celebration will be my wedding. That's my way of celebrating all the efforts that I'm putting in now to get to where I need to be. So I definitely hope that you guys have learned something from this docu-series. I hope that you've gotten some sort of value, or if anything has helped you understand the process of passing challenges, right? Understand the process of viewing the markets. And I'll do one more video to show you guys the trades that were taken so you can see. Although I think what you're really gonna learn the most from is not necessarily the positions that were taken, but more so the mindset and how I approached the markets when I did take positions versus opening up a chart and feeling like I have to shotgun trades, right? Fire off trades back and forth. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of us traders make, is thinking that we have to force things to happen that are just out of our control. So sometimes approaching the markets with a calm mind and looking for what works for you, what works best for you, that's ultimately what's going to get you the rewards. It's rather than you trying to force something that's not supposed to happen. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for joining me along in this ride, and cheers to what's to come. You know, we got a long way to go. So take care, guys. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys on the next video.